Okay, so our last healing obstacle is something I call the quest for the perfect cure. So, I was definitely guilty of this, and honestly, a lot of times still get into this thinking a lot sometimes. This is something that for a lot of clients, it comes up a lot, and it's this thinking that I want the quick fix. I want all of my symptoms to just go away with this one intervention. And if I just find the right doctor, the right medication, the right physical therapist, then all of my problems will be solved. And there are cases of spontaneous remission from chronic conditions and chronic pain. I'm not saying that's not possible at all, but in most cases, this is a slow and gradual process. And trying to find the perfect cure really just leads to more overwhelm and indecision, and ultimately makes you feel kind of stuck. So we want to reframe this from a healing formula where there's right or wrong answers to more of a healing adventure, or a healing experiment, if you will, where we're really embracing the unknown and letting go of the results a little bit, and again kind of like looking at each step with a beginner's mindset and just taking one little action at a time. So yeah, again, the reminder, healing is a messy, non-linear process, and I like to think of healing as more of a spiral. So think about it, if no matter which way you go down the spiral or up, you can go up or down the spiral, and you're not going to get off of it whether you go up or down. But if you're, think of healing as a straight linear line, if you decide to take a step back or take 2 steps up, all of a sudden, you're off the line, right? So just thinking of it as tortoise versus the hare, like the tortoise is going to win. Those small little actions every day are what build up and really build a solid foundation for your body to heal. And thinking about like how many processes are already happening in our bodies right now. I mean, think about it. We're breathing, our heart is beating, and we're not even telling our bodies to do that. It's happening automatically. So remembering our bodies are in constant flux, and something that's been really helpful for my clients is to really, consider pursuing one treatment option at a time, to really avoid any sort of confusion with the body, and also just it's a little more sane for folks to just concentrate on one thing at a time, and you can adhere more soundly to your plan. So the next strategy I wanted to touch on is this idea of growth mindset and radical self-compassion. So just remembering that, no matter what, there's always hope. And we really don't have all the answers, and research and science is exploding every day, every year. And so instead of thinking about, getting attached to this idea of one's diagnosis. So for me, it's like I have vulvodynia, so that means I'll never have pain-free sex again, or I'll never do XYZ again, ride a bike again. And that's more of a fixed mindset. But if you think about a growth mindset and just being open and saying, this is my position right now, and I'm gonna just keep taking the steps forward and see what happens. And knowing that, change is possible, and any sort of setbacks, and I kind of hesitate to use the word setback. I like to kind of use them more as like opportunities, springboard opportunities, right? Because every time, at least, in my treatment and for a lot of my clients, while, pain flares, for example, can be very uncomfortable, and I don't want to discount the amount of discomfort and burden that entails, a lot of times there can be good that comes out of it. It forces me to slow down and rest. It forces me to reach out to friends and family and practitioners for support, and build, common humanity with other people going through similar things. So just, being really gentle and compassionate with yourself, no matter what, this isn't your fault, and kind of like seeing the silver lining of your journey. Okay, so my last point here is the idea that any decision is better than indecision. So again, trying this sense of perfectionism and trying to find the perfect cure can be very overwhelming. And I know for me, I constantly put this pressure on myself of like, I don't know what the right answer is. I just want to be rid of my pain. And like, what's the right next step? And the truth is there just is no right or wrong here. Healing doesn't work that way. And I'm saying that so you can take the pressure off. And so sometimes that means even just making a decision to take a break from your treatment. I know for a lot of my clients, that's been helpful, even, if it's a week or a month. I know for me personally, I'll just share that I took about a year off from seeing practitioners, and please consult with your physician. I had a long talk with two of my doctors about this, and had, some blood tests in between because I was on medication. But for me, taking a break from seeing doctors and was really empowering for me. I was able to focus on other things in my life that brought me joy. I was able to concentrate on my career and friends and building the most amazing relationships with people. And I started taking dance classes and hiking. And so then when I started reaching out for support again, I was in a much better place to start pursuing, treatment. And I felt like I had a fresh start. So, and if you're wondering, I don't know what to do next, I'm stuck, I don't know. Think about, if no one was judging you and if there was no right answer, what would you decide? That's really helpful for a lot of my clients when they're trying to make decisions about things. Because again, it's kind of connecting back into our intuition, what we were talking about earlier. So yeah, again, if no one was judging you, what would you decide?